Alright, this is Mr. Giles again with a short tutorial on Pivot. Today I'm going to teach you how to find really cool things to use in your Pivot that you don't have to make. They're already made for you. So I'm going to show you where to find those. This tutorial really only applies for students that are currently in my classroom because of where you would find it. I will give you a little information about where we got these so that you can play around with them at home. But for my students, you're going to go into your regular pivot. I'm going to move this guy out of the way because when you bring anything new in, it automatically goes to the very dead center. Right, if you click this green arrow, everything recenters. So everything will go to the dead center. So where do we find these awesome objects? Well, let's go to File, Load Figure Type. And we're going to go to the desktop. And on the desktop, we have a folder called Digicom $. This is a special folder that we're using. It's a shared folder. And in the shared folder, you're going to see a folder called STKs. STKs are stick files, so they're files that work with Pivot. I'm going to open that up. Now, there's a whole bunch of folders. This is where it gets awesome. In this every folder in here has different things. So, for example, if I open the Alien folder and I click once on one of these, you get to see the alien. I'm going to use my arrow keys to move through, and you can see Alien STK. Ooh, Arbiter. This is some stuff from Halo, I believe. All kinds of cool stuff. I'll show you a few of my personal favorites. We've got parts of the AT-AT, so you can actually do a Star Wars thing. I can hold Shift and select all of those and say Open, and it will drop all those parts in. And they're really big. See how big these things are? So I can shrink them down with my size. So I'll go 50%. And I can make a giant AT-AT creature thing. I'm gonna undo that. I'm just gonna get rid of those. Throw a few other things in. File, Load Figure Type. Let's go back up, and I'm gonna look in here. Castle. There's actually some background type things that you can add in, and this is kind of cool. So look, I'll show you this. This has Castle Fill, and then it says Castle. So look at this. I'll put Castle in. Okay. So there's the castle. Then I'm gonna go add figure. Oops. File, Load Figure Type. This time I'll go to, let's say, Castle Fill 1. Say Open. Now check this out. I'm going to put it on there. And I'm going to connect those two things so that they're actually now one thing. So there's two objects. Now I'm going to color. Oops. I should color it first. Let's separate them. Oops. Maybe not. Separate. How do I deconnect these? Can I disconnect them? How about Control Z? Sure. That'll work. There we go. I'm going to color this first. Let's make it red. How about that? Red. Now, put that on the... I'm going to put it on the bottom, so I'm going to send it to the back layer. And now... Ooh, yeah, that looks cool. Now I'm going to connect those. Alright, so now those things are connected. Then, that looks cool. Now I can go in and I can add that other one. File, Load Figure Type. And I'm going to load Castle Fill 2. Open. So maybe I'll make this like a gray color. Go to gray. Castles have gray bricks and stuff, right? So I'll put that. And then I'm going to send that backwards. Yep. And then I'm going to link it. Now, all three of those have linked together. And I have a color castle. And I could use that as a part of my background. Pretty cool. Oops. Now it only changed the size of the first item, so I might want to size them to be the right size before I start, or it could be a castle way off in the distance, and maybe my guy will get really small so he can fit in the castle door. There you go. There are hundreds of objects in here, and here's where I found them. I found them in a website called droidz.org. Droids.org. Droids.org has STKs, tons of STKs, and if you like Death Metalosaurus, wait a second, I don't want to just click on random things. Let's see if I can preview, and it'll preview Death Metalosaurus. So it's pretty great. There's some pretty great stuff, and obviously he explodes guitars. This is a website you can go to on your own at home and find all of the things you could possibly ever want to add into Pivot. Anyway, have a great day. This is Mr. Giles with another Pivot tutorial.